Football Game. Welcome back to another video. This is gonna be a quick little video. It's just about winter storage. You know it got cold, and some people say the riding season is over, and some people ride all year. But for those that don't ride all year, you put your bike in storage, or it's getting winter time, you need to know what to do with the bike, or you got an idea what to do with your bike. I'm just gonna give you some quick steps that I do for my bike when it's winter time if I don't plan on riding it. Step number one. I'm in a garage. You see this. I'm in a garage, right? Most people don't got a garage. Get you a cover. The cover is going to protect your paint. It's going to protect the plastic on the bike. And it's also going to provide a little bit of heat. It might not look like that, but the cover is going to keep it from your bike from getting as cold as it would get if you had it out in the open with no cover. You know what I'm saying? So it's going to keep your bike warm, but not warm, if that makes sense. But it'll be better to have it than not to have it, because it's going to take your paint. Because the wind can damage your paint, the UV rays from the sun can damage your paint, anything can fall on your bike, damage your bike, you know what I'm saying, like that. Even if it's hard and it does damage your bike, at least your paint is protected, you know what I'm saying. You want to protect your paint. Number two, get you one of these right here. See that? That's a battery charger, aka a battery tender, right? The battery tender purpose is to maintain your battery and to charge your battery, right? It's not a jump starter. That's not what it is. If your battery dies, it'll charge your battery, and then you'll be able to crank your bike. But if your battery is really bad, you're gonna be charging it until your battery just won't, crank no more. And that happened on my bike. My bike was new. My battery ran down because the bike set up a little bit. I got a tender, it charged it, but then when I would turn my bike off, my battery died. So to spend the money, get your new battery, and since your bike is in the garage or in storage for the winter, put a battery tender to it, you know what I'm saying, to maintain a charge on your battery and to keep your battery in good health, because your battery has something called cold cranking amps. If you don't maintain your cold cranking amps, then the amp supply on your battery will decrease and your battery can go bad and it won't crank. I mean, you can fix that by getting a jump off or charging it, but just for future references, just to avoid all that, just get a battery tender. I got mine from AutoZone for I think $60, and just plug that junk up, man. Plug that junk up. Number three, even if you're not riding your bike, take your bike out or open the garage, pull your cover back, turn your bike on and crank it. Let it run for 10-15 minutes. You got to treat it like a vehicle. When it's real cold out, you're not going to just let your vehicle sit up and don't crank it, right? You got to crank it, because if you don't crank it, then give it about a month or two, and if, like I said, your battery trash or your alternator trash, your car ain't going to crank. Same thing with your bike. You want to crank your bike, you want to get it warmed up about 10-15 minutes, and that's what that's going to do. It's going to break that oil up, because you don't want your oil to become a solid. Your oil is a liquid for a reason. You don't want it to become a solid, and you want to get your moving parts and working parts working on the bike. Your engine, your radiator, your fan, all that stuff. You want that stuff to be working, so when you get ready to pop out in the spring, you can pop out no problem. So crank your bike, even if you got to ride it down the street to the store and back. If you got a store down the street or to the post office, ride it, bundle up, and just ride it for 15-20 minutes just to get your bike warmed up and your parts moving and go through your gears and stuff like that. You keep your bike in good shape. The next thing I was talking about, my GoPro actually died, so I'm using my phone. And so you probably ain't gonna be able to see this, but the valves on your tires. I know a lot of people want to check their tire pressure and stuff. And the guy talking to me about it in the comments the other day. When it's cold, your tire pressure do drop. Same with your cars. But on the F3s, you got your sprocket back here, your belt, your brakes. It's a lot of stuff in the way of that valve. Well, the Monster has digital tire valves that check your tire pressure for you. It's an app for that. So all you got to do is put the valve on put the tire cap on your valve. Put the tire cap on your valve, and then go to your app. You can check. You can keep a watch of your tire pressure that way, and that's a good thing to have. Now, if you want to just do it manually, I don't have my gauge. Oh, yes, I do. You want to just do it manually. You don't want to do digital. This is this tire gauge right here. It's analog, of course, and it should fit right up in that hole. You can get it in there with your hand. It's that small. So if you don't want to, go digital with it like Monster got, because they got them for both 3 wheels and 2 wheels, and get you one of these. Look just like a tire. It'll fit. It fit right up in that thing. And yep. Let me see. And if your tires. So you plan on riding, your tires it's gonna take longer for your tires to warm up, right? After you warm your bike up, hit a block or two, maybe even 3-4 blocks. Give your tires time to warm up. I know a lot of people don't like to do burnouts and stuff because pros and cons to burnout. Pro is your tire get warmed up faster. Con is you're losing rubber off, you're losing meat off your tire. You know what I'm saying? So I get it. So ride about 4-5 blocks, maybe 7 blocks, and get your tire time to warm up, and then you'll be good to go. You don't want to be trying to act silly and your tire ain't sticky. It's a bad time. You'll slide. For the ones that don't have a garage, but you got a battery tender and you need to maintain your battery, what you can do is, this is up to you. This is just an option. You can always take your battery out of your bike and maintain it that way. But you will have to put your battery back in your bike in order to crank your bike and let your bike run. So if you in an apartment, then don't worry about getting the battery tender too much. Just crank your bike every 2 weeks. You know what I'm saying? Every 2 weeks it'll be fine for it, because it'll get the current pumping on your battery, and it'll get your bike running, oil flowing, and everything like that. So every 2 weeks just do that, or every 2 weeks and a half, or when it warms up. If it warms up and the sun is out, make sure your bike is like directly in the sunlight, because that sunlight and the UV rays coming through that cover, it's gonna warm that cover up even more. And what that's gonna do is gonna send that heat through the bike to the battery. It sounds real silly, but believe me, you put heat on your battery, it will crank. It's science. You put heat on your battery, it will crank. That's for the ones living in an apartment. If you're like in a trailer, or you got like a little cover or something like that, like a garage cover. Not like a garage cover, but like a shed type cover, garage thingy, but it's all open. If you got a extension cord, you can, plug it up that way. You might not need a cover, but just in case it rain and it rain hard, you still want to have a cover on it, you know what I'm saying? But other than that, I think that's it for winter maintenance that I have. If you got anything in the comments that'll be helpful for anybody else, anything that I probably forgot or didn't think about, then drop a comment below. Make sure you like, share, comment, subscribe. And this is just, like I said, this is just like a winter maintenance short video. It wasn't supposed to be, as long as it is now. It's supposed to be shorter, but that's about it. Check your belt. If you got a belt tensioner, make sure your belt tensioner are good. You know what I'm saying? Yep. That's about it, y'all. But like I said, if you got any more winter tips for storage on your Can-Am, Spider, or Riker, or RT, or RSS, whatever Can-Am model you got, you know what I'm saying? If you got anything to add, drop a comment below, or, you know what I'm saying, follow me on the gram, dash boys with a Z _. See me at DM, you know what I'm saying? Whatever. But this is going to help anybody that's storing their bike. We just want to make sure that, the people know what to do with their bike if they have an idea, have a clue, or don't know which way to go. Because there's a lot of people joining the community every day. There's a lot of people joining this community every day. So any information that we can give or I can give to them would be good information. But till next time, Fupa Gang, we out.